Hi, Mehboob. I really appreciate you giving us your time, KLTV time, to come here and explain to us about your time in politics briefly, what is Ramadan and how you navigate between prayer, your faith, and your work, which is being a leader of the council. So how long have you been in politics?
I joined the Labour Party when I was about 16 and elected as a councillor here in this area in Birkby Ward at that time at the age of 27 in 1996. So it's 2012, been 16, fun-packed, hard years, but it's been very enjoyable as well working with local people.
So you're a local man as well, isn't it? You grew up, you went to the old Fartown High School. What was it like growing up in the neighbourhood around here?
It's great growing up around here. Fantastic, mate. I was at Fartown High School, and I still keep in very close contact with a lot of my friends from Fartown High School and Huddersfield New College. And we had a shop, if you remember, Milton,
yes, I do.
down Bradford Road. Yeah, and worked in my dad's shop since I was a nipper.
Yeah.
So in contact with all parts of the community, open 7 days a week, 14 hours a day, and really enjoyed it. And that's what got me into politics and into the Labour Party in the first place, because it was about the community that I was very fond and very strongly in favour of, to do what I can to help just the community get that little bit better. And over the years, the last 16 years, one thing that I've never forgotten is our roots. As politicians, wherever level you get to within the council or nationally, never forget why you came into politics in the first place. And it is about ordinary folks and what we can do to help ordinary folks. I'm very proud to be leader of a very good team of cabinet and also managers behind us. We've seen massive change in this country. We've seen a general election with a new government, austerity cuts. We're in one of the worst financial crises in living memory. And during that time, we've still got to provide services, support communities, and help change the area that we live in for the better. The biggest challenge facing all local authorities and the NHS and the police are the funding cuts. Particularly areas like Kirklees Council, we're the 7th largest council in the country. We do serve well over 400,000 local people. Now, our level of cut is £57 per person for every man, woman and child in Kirklees. And councils such as George Osborne, the Chancellor, his own council has only been cut by £10. So 57 against 10. So we've got to really struggle to make efficiencies and also to continue to provide services. So we're a very effective council. We haven't cut any library, museum, sports centre, town hall, children's centre, any of these frontline services, and made massive changes in the way that we run the council to ensure that local people feel that they can count on us and receive the services that they want when they need them. And the other big challenge we've got is we've got rising youth unemployment. Young people are struggling to get into employment. Older people, thankfully, are living longer, but their needs are much more complex, wanting to keep them in their homes longer. So we've got to make sure that we've got the right services in place for them. At a time of reducing budgets, increasing demands, being in politics is very challenging. But I think I wouldn't give this job up. I know I wouldn't give this job up for anything else, because I'd rather be me making those tough decisions, have short-term unpopularity, but for the long term, rather have someone like myself running the council, making sure that we can continue to improve life chances for the most poorest parts of our community, and others have a good, reasonable quality of life as well.
I just want to come into that about community-based organisations. Right across the board, right across the ethnic boundaries as well. From the leader of the council's perspective, what could you say to them that would build some confidence, because it is really tough out there in the trenches?
Yeah, absolutely. The community and voluntary sector tell me that the grants that were available from central government on all sorts of initiatives have all dried up. They are really struggling back down to their core funding. But the important thing for them is that they've got to think that communities still need them, still need to rely upon them. If they're providing services for people who are vulnerable and victims of domestic violence, or helping young people with, after school activities. All these things need to continue, and they're looking at, and when I've been out to see the voluntary sector, they're looking at innovative ways of supporting local communities, and what they've got is a bank, a wealth of volunteers. The council helps train volunteers and helps to support them in the voluntary and community sector, and thousands of people are wanting to put hours in to help within their own community. But I think the voluntary sector really are finding times very, very tough at the moment, and they need to work very closely with the council. Council doesn't always get it right. I'll hold my hands up. We're a large organisation. We spend over £1 billion in the local economy, and we've also got well over 2,000 voluntary sector organisations. So sometimes things don't go right, but by and large we get it right, but we can always do more, and it's that more that we want to make happen over the next few years. I mean, during these difficult times, we still need to continue what we've always done. Improving educational standards, our schools now the best performing ever, looking at opportunities to grow the local economy and create wealth in the local economy so that people have jobs. And I think a job is the foundation of a strong society. So we're working very hard with local employers to create jobs. We've got the most, for example, apprenticeships. We've got the most apprenticeships of any council in West Yorkshire. So working also to ensure that older people have a good quality of life and are healthy as well. This year we've seen big changes in public health coming over to the council from the NHS. So we're looking at ways in which we can ensure people live longer and their quality of healthier lives is longer as well. But also looking at ways in which we can ensure what makes Kirklees and places like Huddersfield a great place to live and visit continue as well. So the other day, in one of our local mosques, we had a visit from the Bishop of Wakefield, Tony Robinson, local vicars, and people of different faiths just coming into the mosque at fast breaking time to see what happens in the mosque, and they were given a tour around the mosque and took part in a discussion about Islam and its values and how we share those values across many different faiths. And those kind of community interactions always continue them throughout difficult times, because it's at difficult times certain extremists will want to exploit weaknesses in communities when communities feel under threat. So we've got to, and it's a responsibility that not just the leader of the council, I think of every resident in Kirklees, ensure that we all continue to meet and talk and discuss the things that affect us every day.
Thank you.